Cameras.
Coach, no Drouin today?
Yeah, Drouin's hurt, and he'll miss the next few games, and then we'll reassess. But he won't play tomorrow, Monday for sure, and then he'll keep getting reevaluated and see where it goes.
You guys claim Capo Kakinen off waivers, I guess. Just what's the plan for getting him into town and how you guys will?
He's got immigration to do first off, so he's in Winnipeg. So that can take, better part of a week. And then we'll see where we're at in the schedule and see how our guys are playing, and then we'll sort of figure it out from there.
To go back to Drouin real quick, upper body, lower body?
Upper body.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We spent weeks talking about the guys who were already missing. What does it mean to have another one of those guys missing?
Yeah, it doesn't help. Obviously, every guy that's missing makes the job more difficult, but it forces our team to dig in on the details and the commitment side of the game right away. Like we said it going in, we have to expect that everyone that's in our lineup has to be on top of their game, not just be in a role, but thrive in that role in order to have success. So it's a little bit of pressure right out of the gate. I also think that it can kind of ramp up that commitment and playing with pride and being able to carve out wins can help you get set up off, right out of the gates, and it's a long season.
You guys are always, Chris always talks about if you guys think a move can make you better, you're going to do it. So, with Kakinen, it's a goal that's available for free. It's got familiarity with Mikko, but how much of what we saw in that first game is the Kakinen thing where, trying to maybe get a little bit of juice going in that goalie room?
Yeah, I think a little bit of all of that, Like if it's a player with experience, he's played well in places before, and he's free, and we've got room. So if we can push our goalies, like we don't know how it's going to play out, right? So we've seen better from our goalies than we've seen here recently, and if they can elevate their game, great, And if Kakinen can come in and play well, great. It's about winning hockey games, and if we can get incrementally better in any position, we'll try and do it, especially when there's low risk involved.
Do you anticipate recalling a forward or playing one of your other defensemen tomorrow?
Not sure yet. We'll see. But we'll contemplate both, actually.
You have to rely. Those forwards played the rookies in that first game. They played a decent amount. Now you're going to probably need them a little bit more. Just when you looked back, how would you kind of evaluate how they looked?
Yeah, I thought they did okay. Yep. I thought Ivan was solid again. And Richie was pretty good. Kovalenko, I thought, did a really nice job. For some of them, it's just getting more involved, right? Not playing it too safe, trusting what they've been learning and doing in practice, and getting on their toes a little bit and being a little bit more assertive. I think there's going to be some bumps in the road along the way, but we're trying to encourage them to trust their skill and their ability, and on both sides of the puck, And so usually as they kind of get a little bit more comfortable, you'll see the speed of it pick up, the relentlessness of their game pick up, and that's where we're trying to push them to early here.
Where did this organization see in Logan O'Connor when they signed him as an undrafted free agent?
Yeah, elite skater, and tenacious, relentless on pucks as a forechecker, tracker, committed on both sides of the puck. And I remember the rookie camp when we watched him. I think it was up in Thornton area. Can't remember what the rink's called. And we went and watched the scrimmage. I think it was 3-on-3, 4-on-4 scrimmage. I think 4-on-4 that year. And he was outstanding. He was all over the puck creating scoring chances, turnovers, relentless. And we came out of that tournament, watching all of our draft picks and everything, and we're like, what about this O'Connor kid? He was dynamite. And that was kind of the start of it. We signed him shortly after that, and he continued to go on and do that with not only DU, but the Eagles, and he just continually kept getting better, And now he's been doing that on our fourth line to our third line and up even sometimes from there. So trusted penalty killer. He just keeps on improving his game and really honestly building on the strengths that he already had. So he's been a really nice project for our team, and obviously now to be able to sign a long-term deal and stay here, it's a great find and a good homegrown guy for us.
We're a day and a half removed from that first game. You talked about a lot of positives coming out of that one. It was a frustrating result, but just from your perspective, how much good was there to build on heading into tomorrow?
There was lots, actually. What was frustrating is I felt like it started at the beginning of the game, great start to the game, 10 minutes in, giving up one scoring chance, and we had a handful of our own, and then we make the big mistake, right? Or we aren't committed enough in one area of the game, and it led to a grade A scoring chance against, and we went back at it for another 5 and then gave up another grade A. It just seemed like we worked really hard to get our chances and then gave up grade A's on not thinking correctly or not putting in the work that we needed to defend, right? So and then on top of that, all the mistakes we made ended up in the back of our net. So it was a frustrating game. We got back into it a couple times and then still continued to make some of the same mistakes. So we studied it hard this morning, had a good video meeting, went out and practiced it. I'm confident our guys will be better, and they'll, we'd been talking about it since the opening meeting at training camp, but now they've seen it through exhibition sometimes and then now live. So there'll be some urgency to change here.
Can that be a good lesson for guys like Cal Ritchie of there's how thin the margins are?
Yeah, no question. I think and that's the thing. Like, we're not expecting perfection, but we got to put ourselves in the right spot to do the job defensively all the time, not just some of the time. So there has to be a consistency to it.
Last few ones, guys.
Tomorrow will be an emotional game for the Blue Jackets, as I'm sure many of their games will be this season with losing a teammate.
Yeah.
Is there any emotion on your end facing that team?
None for us different than normal. Like, we have to focus on our priorities, right? It's regular season. Certainly there's a sense of sorrow, and you think about the families involved, and when you're talking about the Blue Jackets specifically, it really sucks, to lose a teammate and a good friend, and especially a guy as good as Johnny was, I think. But, like, we have to focus on our task, right? Like, everyone's got things going on to a certain extent away from the rink, and you certainly have empathy towards that. But when it comes to actual game time for us, we have to focus on our job and what we need to do, and I'm sure they'll be doing the same or trying to do the same as best they can.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.